All right. Speaking of disrespectful, city commissioners.
Uh-oh.
Moving ahead.
What?
Moving ahead. Disregarding Robert's rule, by the way, and moving ahead after Nancy Sikes-Kline, who was not supposed to be able to bring this back to the table, brought it back to the table. In a recent special city commission meeting, St. Augustine officials addressed concerns related to the city's nightlife, concerns that they fabricated, literally fabricated. They unanimously voted for the first reading of an ordinance that could potentially bring changes to how bars and restaurants operate. If passed, the ordinance would mandate that local bars and restaurants apply for a permit, protection money, if they intend to sell alcohol past midnight. Additionally, these establishments would be required to have security cameras and employ a guard. Don't they pretty much already do that?
Can do that? Yeah, they can do it with cameras or a guard.
Okay.
So they gave it an option. The first one didn't have that option. You had to have actual physical security there, and this option has it with a camera.
Okay. You were at this meeting yesterday.
Yeah, I was there. I was witness. I did not get up and talk. But it's kind of funny because there was almost like she kept a scoreboard, So basically what she's done now is she's encouraged all the bars and every single person to talk next time. She's like, it was 10-7 in favor of the ordinance. So you know what that means? The next meeting's going to last 27 hours.
Yeah.
Because the bars and everybody in there is going to say, well, she kept a scoreboard last time.
Yeah.
That's just not how that works. And there was a petition out that she failed to mention, and
the petition got a lot of signatures.
It did, and it was not mentioned by her at all in her scoreboard.
Of course not.
Because it didn't benefit her agenda.
Yep.
And she did bring the motion back up, and I can tell you, the city is a charter, so I don't know if the charter is a little bit different. But in my opinion, no matter what, it's very unethical the procedure went through, because she lost the vote, and if we allow that to happen, every time you lose a vote, you get to bring it back up. We're never going to accomplish anything in government.
Yeah.
So
yeah, it's not the way government's supposed to work. It's funny because one of the last times we talked about this, and I think I can say this because he made the comment publicly on our comments board, the former assistant city manager said he would take up the case for anybody who wanted to sue the city. A guy who's worked on this.
Really?
The former assistant city attorney.
Excuse me.
Yeah,
Wow.
said he would represent a business that wanted to bring this up. For a guy who knows exactly what's going on in this situation, he must feel pretty strongly that they would win that case.
Yeah, like I said, I don't know if it's there's a law that's been broken, but the ethics of it is clearly, if you go to Robert's rule, it states that if you're on the losing side, you're not allowed to bring it back up.
And I told you this would happen, and you very clearly stated why it shouldn't happen. But
no, it's gonna get ugly before it gets straightened out.
Yeah.
Oh man,
I
they
have
took
to
it there, huh?
will. Yeah, I have to believe it will. People are not going to put up with government getting in the way of them running their businesses, man, especially if it's not by the letter of the law. So this is going to get interesting, and we'll be keeping up on it, man. But I don't know what else there is to say about it at this point, other than.
And here's what I pulled up. Can something be defeated by adopting a motion to a table? Oh wait, that's not the right one.
Oh, we got the dyslexic guy reading.
Yeah, I got
dyslexic
guy reading.
Sound it out.
Yeah,
I believe in you.
Can something be defeated by adopting a motion to table it? This is a common violation, such as a motion is not in order because it would permit a debate to be suppressed by a majority vote and only 2/3. So basically what it's saying is it's clearly not allowed by Robert's rule. But the charter, if the charter doesn't follow Robert's rule, then I don't know why I don't know why we have it in place.
The city attorney brought up Robert's rule when, we played the clip last time.
Yeah.
She said, according to Robert's rule, by the letter of the law, it would have to be one of the two commissioners who voted it down. However, since one commissioner wasn't there, like she made up this rule on the spot that said since one commissioner wasn't present for this vote, Robert's rule didn't apply.
But the mayor's the one who made the motion.
Yeah.
So we'll see. We'll see how and if that plays out. And the fact that they're trying to rush it before the state's October 1 deadline of the procedure in which you have to go to the state to pass a law like this or an ordinance like this. It's, when it walks like a duck, quacks like a duck. Usually a duck.
Yeah.
So,
have you ever seen something like this before? Like,
Yeah, I've seen it before, and I've seen it denied. And I mean, it's going to end up. The problem is I think it's a nothing burger because the maps they put up, it looked like there was 150 calls to the Hilton, which. Okay, that makes no sense. There's no bar at the Hilton.
Right.
But that's the way
so they were fudging
numbers. That's the way the map read.
Yeah.
And the other one had like 72, and it was at St. Francis House.
Wow, that's
There's
really...
no bar at St. Francis House as far as I know.
No.
So, I mean, the maps
grasping.
The maps to me were misleading.
Shocker.
And
so what are the benefits of being a charter city then? Like, what is that? What's that all about?
Well, the charter city actually it comes into play where and the big difference is like the money they collect for trash in a charter city, they can use it to pay some other stuff where the money that's collected, say like trash and water utilities are the cities. That money helps support the city and the funding and stuff like that. In the county, it's a special revenue fund and it's not a charter. So that money from the county has to stay separated from the general fund.
Okay.
You can blend the money in a charter. You can't blend the money if you're not a charter.
How often do we blend the money though? They pretty much stay on.
No. In the city, because there's so many schools and nonprofits and churches and those things that don't pay ad valorem, that don't pay property tax, they need the extra boost from some of those, enterprise funds or whatever you want to call them, to support the rest of the city.
Huh.
So, there's a reason why the city's structured differently than the county. And I don't know if that's a stipulation that's going to allow this to fly through. But that's the only difference. Because, I mean, most of my time all of my time was spent in government with the county. And there was a millage rate situation that came up probably 20 years ago, and it got reversed because of something like this.
Oh, wow.
So, but we'll see how it plays out. They still have to do first reading, second reading, and pass. But there's going to be certain people that are not going to be happy about it and going after it.
Yeah.
But the one thing I didn't like is when she was like tallying, and if that's the way it's going to go, then that's going to end up creating a pure chaos of a next meeting, because
it's funny she's never tallied it when the vote was overwhelmingly against what she wanted.
Yeah, but
I've never seen that.
I think that was I don't think she realized what she was doing was not going to be good for her next meeting.
Yeah. Oh man.
I don't think they realize how...
one of the big reasons. Sorry, Davey.
No, you're good.
But one of the big reasons I think that you didn't have as many people as there were last time was because it's a 9:00 on a Monday meeting.
Case in point,
the room was full.
Was it full?
The room was full.
God's sakes. It's a topic. I don't think they realize how big of a topic it is.
Yeah, the room was full. There was no doubt about that.
Wow.
And if you did a head count in the room, if you walked around the room and did a tally, there was way more people there opposing it.
Yeah.
That just didn't get up and speak.
Yeah. Because not everybody wants to get up and speak. I've gotten up and spoken a couple of those things. It's nerve-wracking, man.
Is it?
Yeah.
You get a little flushed because you're like, okay, I only got 3 minutes, and I'm gonna.
I try to get everything I want to say, and you always inevitably miss something you want to say.
And if you have something to put on the overhead, you're like flipping it 6 times.
Right.
Oh, for real? Okay.
It's like that projector at school.
You don't have an assistant? No.
well, the staff's there, but
Blake.
By the time they realize you're in trouble, it's your 3 minutes are up.
Yeah. Thank you, Daniel Moore. What they do? Just cut your mic off or what?
No, it starts beeping at you very annoyingly. There's a red light, and it's like,
Jeez.
like it goes yellow, like with like 30 seconds to go, and that's when panic actually starts hitting. You're like, I got more to say.
Yeah, it's a process, man. But well, we will be following the lawsuits that result from this. That's for sure.
Yeah. So no, we'll see how it plays out.
Do we know when the next meeting is?
I'm not sure if they actually scheduled it yet.
Yeah, well,
It's going to be before October. I'll tell you that.
Yeah.
It'll probably be in the next couple of weeks, right? The next couple of commission meetings, rather. Because these now have to be at official commission meetings, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah,
so that they can take action.
First and second readings have to be at an advertised commission meeting.
And can they take action on a first reading, or does that have to go to?
Well, they can vote it down again, which is what happened the last time they did the first reading. It was a 2-2, which means it's a loss.
Yeah.
So it can get voted down again. But the way it was moving, and I'm not feeling confident about that.
Right. It was a unanimous vote, correct, to move this along to a first reading.
Yeah.
So everybody, even the two that voted it down
The first time,
jumped on board to.
Yeah.
Okay. Very interesting. Very interesting. Well,
and I didn't see any major changes in it. And I'll tell you this, like, people are saying, oh, it's not that intrusive. It's not closing down at 2:00. And it's not. So I don't want people to say, oh my gosh, the bars are going to be closed at 2. People are going to have to go through this process. But in my opinion, it's an unnecessary ordinance. I went through the RHI. I was chairman of this RHI thing, which they finally started using quotes from it. But it was terribly done. I just don't understand why it's necessary at this time, because even the numbers they flashed up didn't look like, oh my gosh, we have a crime spree on our hands.
Yeah. Yeah.
We have a safe city. That's the reason people are coming here.
Yeah.
So,
and by pretending like we don't, they're undercutting the police department out there.
Us not do anything to disrupt our cash cow, which is tourism.
Yeah.
So, that's 33% of the people that work in the city work in the hospitality industry.
Yeah.
So let's not put ourselves in a situation that we've created.
seriously.
So just let it go.
Yeah. Well, we'll see. I doubt they're going to let it go.
And she quoted a shooting that happened outside of a bar, and the person that did the shooting wasn't even coming from the bar. He come from his house.
Yeah.
That makes no sense.
They don't care.
That's the crime we got to stop. Well, you can't stop that. He came from his house.
Right.
And they talked about DUIs, which I felt like was not, like they're blaming the bars for the DUIs. No, it's the individual's choice to get in that car.
Right.
Yeah.
One of the good things they did come out of it is they talked about ride shares and improving ride shares, because ride shares in St. Augustine, they suck.
They stink.
Yeah.
And we got to do a better job with that. And that was, so if we can take a positive moving forward from what happened in that meeting, that was a part of it that they really, the 5 of them unanimously said, yeah, we got to do something about this.
Yeah. We should have
there was a couple positives that came out of that.
Some really good positive stuff with ride sharing stuff. We don't really cater to that. Like, they should have some parking, maybe some idle areas and things, like make it available for drivers to be able to, I don't know, use it.
Well, we have a couple areas where we can do that, and we just need to.
They don't utilize it.
We need to make sure people know where to go.
Cool.
The little turnabout where they do the star thing. That's a perfect location to do it. Still make room for the star. We have trolley drop-offs. We can do rideshare pickups in those same trolley drop-offs.
Right. Trolleys aren't out there at midnight. Trolleys aren't out there.
Yeah, smart.
Yeah. Not at all. So we have the spaces to make it happen. We just got to do a better job of getting the word out of this is create that as a designated rideshare pickup.
Yeah. All right. Well, appreciate the recap there, Troy.
Yeah.
Man.
Yeah. It's going to be a contentious issue, man. It's going to be.
Yeah. It's not over.
It's most definitely not over for the businesses. And we can see the commission is very, very gung ho on making this happen for their own reasons.